This is Pet Life Radio. Let's talk pets.
Hello, my cat-loving friends. You are here with 19 Cats and Counting, and we are joined today by Jenna Mahan, who works with Embrace Pet Insurance and is a registered vet tech. And her pal Amber has come along for the ride. She also works for Embrace, and we're going to learn a little bit about pet insurance and some safety tips from them. You do not want to miss this. We'll be right back.
Take a bite out of your competition. Advertise your business with an ad in Pet Life Radio podcasts and radio shows. There is no other pet-related media that is as large and reaches more pet parents and pet lovers than Pet Life Radio. With over 7 million monthly listeners, Pet Life Radio podcasts are available on all major podcast platforms, and our live radio stream goes out to over 250 million subscribers on iHeartRadio, Odyssey, TuneIn, Stitcher, and other streaming apps. For more information on how you can advertise on the #1 pet podcast and radio network, visit PetLifeRadio.com/advertise today.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back to 19 Cats and Counting. I am your co-host, Linda Hall, here with my ever my bestest friend and partner in crime, Rita Reimers.
Okay, what do you want?
Buttering
me up or something.
I'll tell you later.
Christmas is coming, and I cannot believe it's the week after next. Is that right?
Stop it. I'm not ready. Shut up.
I'm not ready either, but just in time, we have Jenna to talk to us about potential hazards during the holidays and how we can avoid them.
Yes. Welcome, Jenna.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm glad to be here. And yeah, hazards during the holidays are pretty numerous. I grew up working in veterinary emergency hospitals, so I've seen a lot of these things in person.
I'll bet.
And there's a lot of easy ways to avoid ending up spending your holiday at an emergency hospital. So,
well, and you're director of claims with Embrace too, so you see what trouble everybody's getting into, right?
I bet you do.
You are the front lines. You know what everybody's getting into.
Yeah, I know it about a week later. Once the claim is submitted and all those things, we get the medical history and, oh, well, this dog ate a whole turkey. Well, no wonder he was in the hospital. Or, you
might
know,
have done it.
Yeah. This cat ate some pumpkin pie and then threw up for 3 days. Like, that's a thing.
Exactly.
What's one of the common issues that you see in emergency as far as cats go?
Cats like to eat stupid objects, of course. So strings. I saw a cat once who ate like the string that you tie the turkey legs together with when you bake it. And then that causes a real bad intestinal issue.
Oh, boy.
But is anybody surprised he ate it? It's
smells
like
it probably smells like turkey.
It tastes like turkey.
Yeah, flavored string. Sounds like a treat. No, not surprised at all. Tinsel is also a really bad one for things cats eat. That's really sharp and can cut holes in intestines really easily. So that's
I know Linda's very sad she can't put tinsel on her tree anymore.
We did a live yesterday talking about that. I used to be so OCD about Christmas and everything was just so, and I had this tinsel that I liked that was kind of holographic and you had to put it on 2 strands at a time and cover the whole thing and blah, blah, blah. And none of that's happening anymore.
Can't do that. Can't do
none
that.
of it. None of it.
Yeah, the whole 2 feet, the bottom 2 feet of my tree is naked because, I mean, my cats are old, so they're not climbing a tree, but they will definitely get into trouble in that bottom 2 feet of the tree.
Anything dangling down off the branches, that's just asking for trouble.
I have one cat, Quinn, who she's like 8, but she's a big girl, so she's not climbing any trees. But she really enjoys eating these little styrofoam balls that I have as decorations. Mm-hmm. So I keep those way up on top so she can't eat them. She's taking chunks out of the top of them. And
oh my goodness.
That's not good for their tummies.
Flavored. It's got glitter on it. Like she's just.
I wonder if it's a texture thing but how can we all get mad because our cats are messing with our trees? But every toy and cat tree we buy has something dangling from it to bat, right? And then we hang ornaments from our tree and go, don't touch that.
I made the mistake one year. I put feathers on the tree. I thought that was going to be like such a cute, fun idea. White, like bunches of feathers. And it
Yeah, that would be pretty.
so cool. Yeah, my cat thought it was the best thing ever.
Oh, no kidding.
It.
Yes.
Tore it apart.
Linda's husband can't bring her roses anymore.
They eat them. It's like buffet. They come from all corners of the house. They smell it. They think that stuff's the best food ever.
Yeah.
Fortunately,
Rose
doesn't
isn't
hurt
bad,
things.
but the thorns.
Yeah, they're
These
very
are not
smart. They don't eat.
toxic.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, exactly.
Lilies are what you got to really worry about with cats. Like that will.
Yes.
That'll
And
really hurt 'em.
poinsettias too, right? Because that was another thing. I always had 2 big poinsettias on opposite sides of my fireplace.
Yes.
Not anymore.
And the toxicology actually says that they would have to eat like several pounds of poinsettia to actually become ill. They might
Okay.
like eat a couple bites and then puke. I mean,
Right.
that's kind of what cats are built for. They just
Right.
Yeah, poinsettias are not as deadly as lilies.
No.
Lilies are extremely
Yes.
deadly.
lilies.
Yes.
Holly is actually pretty toxic.
Oh,
And
I didn't know
mistletoe.
that one.
me neither.
And
Yeah.
mistletoe. I didn't know
Yes.
that one
So
either.
if you're setting up a kissing booth with some mistletoe, you should
Wow.
keep your cats away from that one. Put it on the ceiling.
Yes.
See, and those are
Yes.
common holiday decorations, along with candles. No candles anymore.
Oh, my cat sniffs his whiskers off all the time. So he just likes to sniff fire.
Rita.
That's on a mantle, high away from the
Yep.
cat.
Yep.
Rita decided one day to set up one of those baths, out of the movies where you dim the lights and you play the music and you put the candles all in the tub.
Yes, I did. And my pumpkin jumped in the water and set his underbelly fur on fire. So no more candles. Thank God we were in the tub. I was able to put it out quick, but yeah.
She
No
said I was able
candle.
to put him out fast. And I don't know why I did. I
my
thought that
gosh.
was very funny putting your cat out. But yeah, not a funny situation, but in hindsight.
Oh,
Do you see
in hindsight.
claims like that? What kind of claims do you see in the insurance office?
All sorts of things. Cats eating strange things, cats getting sick from eating strange things. I actually haven't seen a cat on fire claim in a long time. So that's pretty interesting. A lot of cats just have like the whole vomiting and diarrhea issues
Yeah.
with the holidays and getting into food or people even like treating them to food. Like, let's make a Christmas ham. Great. Don't give that to your cat. That is so high fat and high salt content. It's not even good for people.
Right.
You give it to a cat who weighs 13 pounds and you give him a whole piece of ham and they wolf it down. Like that's a good, it's a really good way to give them pancreatitis.
I know.
And end up at a vet hospital.
13 pounds. I have a 19 pounder.
I do too. I have the stereotypical skinny old man cat and a big fat lady
Yep.
cat.
I have a skinny old lady cat and then the big fat cat. All his blood work came out fine. We just had him at the vet, but he's big.
She named him Peanut when she got him because he was so tiny. And she changed his name. This is
Peanut
so
butter.
good, to
because-
peanut
I was gonna
butter
say peanut
Because he
butter.
spread.
because he spread. Peanut butter spread.
I like
Once
that.
in a while, Rita tells a good one. That was one of them that I gave her credit.
Yeah,
for.
Linda's the jokester. I'm the straight man, but when I come out with them, they're good.
When she comes up with one, I'm like, ooh, that was good. So,
That's a good one.
yeah. So, and we're leaving food out, and we've got small children coming to visit us, right?
Yeah.
My great niece and nephew are going to be here at Christmas time. They're, I think, 2 and 4. I probably got that wrong, but in that age range, they're going to drop food, and some of it is okay if it's a piece. Some of it is not. Or sometimes the kids like to feed your animals, right? Like,
do.
Well, you have to watch anything with onions and garlic, raisins or grapes. That's very poisonous for cats
Yes.
and dogs.
Yes, dogs for the most part with onions and garlic. I've never seen a cat. So what it does is it causes hemolytic anemia, where it makes your red blood cells basically pop.
Wow.
And you kind of need those to stay whole for the whole living portion
right.
of life. I've never seen a cat actually get that, but it's definitely a problem with dogs. I've never seen a cat try to eat a raisin. I can't say that they wouldn't, but grapes are no good. For sure, chocolate for dogs is always a problem. You don't want that to happen.
What about cats?
Cats I've never seen a cat eat enough chocolate to become toxic from it.
Okay.
But it's
Okay.
definitely not good for them. It's probably more on the sugar and fat content side
Yeah.
of things. than it
I've
is
read
actually
the dark chocolate isn't as dangerous as the milk chocolate. Is that true?
The actual toxic chemical in chocolate is called theobromine. And there's much more theobromine in dark chocolate or baking chocolate than there is in milk chocolate. So milk chocolate has a little bit, and then it's tempered with milk and sugar and things like that. And dark chocolate is just much more concentrated.
Okay. So dark chocolate's actually worse.
Yes, it is.
Okay,
Dark
worse.
A good friend of mine set out a bowl of the holiday Hershey's Kisses, they red and green, and she put it by the door for her guests. It's just very lovely. Yeah, she had I think it was Brady that did it.
It's a
I think it was
Brady.
her golden
Why am I
retriever. I'm
not
pretty
surprised?
sure. I know.
Poor Brady.
And anyway, it was either Brady or Sophie, one of her dogs. Yeah, ate a lot of it, and for quite a while was pooping glitter in the snow from the foil wrappers. She said it was
Goodness.
very festive looking.
I have a Labrador, and labs are just pretty infamous for eating everything. And
Oh,
he
I had a
fits-
lab golden mix growing up, right? And this was back in the Stone Ages when we didn't know as much as we know now in the 70s. And we used to feed him chocolate Hershey bars. Didn't think anything of it. He even had a Hershey bar toy, squeaker toy that smelled
My
like.
dog had that one, and it smelled like it.
I don't think they make
Oh.
them anymore.
I don't know. It
I
was a
hope
long
not.
time ago. I hope not too. Yeah, because it's like, this is your toy. This is yours. Now you smell chocolate. You
Yeah.
can't have that.
And can you imagine, like, with a child, like, here, you can play with this one, but this food item that looks exactly like your dog's toy
And
you can't
smells
give
like
that
it.
to.
You can't
Yeah,
have
and
it.
smells like it.
Exactly.
And the
Exactly.
psychology, which one do you want? The one that you're not supposed to have. It's
Right.
just
Yes.
the way
and you're told
people
that
and
you can have
dogs
it.
and cats are.
Of course, me
Exactly.
as a child, I wasn't giving away any candy bars. I was eating them all myself.
Right.
That too.
I mean,
I can relate to that.
I was going to say, resemble that remark. Yeah. Huh? So I have always said, look, my cats don't know, and my dog do not know that it's Christmas, do not know that it's Thanksgiving. They're not upset that I'm eating the turkey, and they're not. But I try to give them something special just so I can feel like they're a part of our celebration because they are my family. So like with the turkey, the yucky parts that you normally throw away that you pull out of the bird, usually we'll cook those in a pan with a little chicken broth and then split
yeah.
it among them or something.
Especially the
So-
chicken livers. That's really good for them.
It can be. And the other things actually have cartilage in them. So like the turkey neck and things like that. And that's actually really good for them. That's a large part of what's in most commercial foods is
Right.
cartilage-based chicken pieces and poultry pieces. And so that's all really good for them. And I think what you need to look out for in giving your pets treats is not what it is, but what's in it. So, plain potatoes, cool. Like not going to hurt anyone. It's the seasonings. It's the fat you add to it. It's all of those things. So salt in high content isn't good for pets. So like I said, ham.
Not good for us either.
Not a great place.
Right. Not good for anybody.
But plain turkey, plain potatoes, sweet potatoes are great for dogs. I've actually, I grow sweet potatoes and then slice them and dehydrate them and give them to my dogs as treats. Like,
Oh, wow. That's a great idea.
it's pretty cool because they get kind of like rubbery and it'll take a while for them to chew on it. So it's a good, like, longer term treat. They're just not going to swallow it. I mean, they're going to try, but so sweet potatoes are great, but you got to give them the sweet potatoes before they get the butter and the
Brown
the
sugar.
spices, the brown sugar, the cinnamon, the cloves, the ginger. Those are all way too strong for cat and dog bellies.
Yeah. Human food is just way over seasoned and too rich for our pets.
Yeah.
You got to get it before you put all that stuff on them that makes us like it. Love it.
Yeah.
Exactly. If it makes it human palatable.
Yeah. Right. If it makes it unbland for us.
Yes, then it's
Then it's no
probably
good for them.
wrong.
Yeah. No good for them.
When we told people, we often suggest people add a little bit of pumpkin, 3-4 teaspoons
yeah.
of pumpkin to their cat's food
It's great fiber.
for fiber if they're having either constipation or diarrhea. So we said, now, not the
the
can of
filling.
pumpkin pie filling,
Yes.
but
just
the canned pumpkin. And you can give a little bit of that.
Yes.
There's things we could give your cat some favorite treats. Buy something,
Some cats love that.
Yeah. Green beans, oatmeal, all of those are good, like fibrous treats for them. I mean, I'm not going to call it a treat. If you give me an oatmeal with some green beans on top, I will return it to you. But my dog is gonna be pretty thrilled about it.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, cats and probably dogs too, they don't get any fiber in their canned food. And cats out in nature, they get their fiber from eating, small birds and rodents. They don't have that in their diet. So they need a little bit of that.
For
Yeah.
sure.
And the hydration that they normally get from animals that they're not
Right.
getting at home. So yes.
I have 2 water fountains for my old man kidney failure cat, and he loves them. And sometimes I'll just put a glass of water in a random room, like on the floor, and he's like, "Oh, found water," and he'll drink it all up. So it's like
So cool.
tricking him into hydrating himself. He's like a hunter. He's going back to his hunter instinct.
That's important for cats. They need that hunting experience. So we need to provide that for them in other
Definitely.
ways, since our cats don't go outside.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. I'm sure I'm sure there are some claims from outside cats with all that goes on out there.
Oh, yes, cat bite wounds and cars, and just a lot of it is just unknown injuries. They just come home with a hole and you don't know what happened. And
Yeah, I had one break out the screen. I think he smelled a female in heat, and we
Oh,
were
right.
waiting. I think his surgery date was like the next week or something.
of course.
And he came back the next morning beat to snot. We think it was a raccoon, but it was not a cheap vet bill. I did not have pet insurance, and it hurt. It was painful. I just posted on social media an article about plastic bags and how cats love the smell of plastic bags and one of my cats, somebody left a bag out. One of my cats had it around her neck, the one behind me, and almost choked. It was a very scary situation. And somebody posted on that and said, my cat ingested a piece of a plastic bag, and it was thousands of dollars
I
at
bet.
the vet.
My Simba's obsessed with plastic bags. I have to hurry up and put the groceries away before he snatches one.
So true.
Mine
Yes.
does too. He doesn't actually ingest them. He just likes to lick them, which is like the most annoying sound on earth, first of all.
Do you know
Um,
why? Do you know why? Go
No,
ahead,
I
Linda.
don't.
They use a slip agent so that the bags don't stick together. They use this on your water bottle coverings, all of this stuff. The slip agent is stearic acid. The most common and cheapest form of stearic acid is made from animal fat.
Particularly beef.
And we know cats have a
We
crazy
just
sense
made
of
Jenna
smell.
speechless. She
So
doesn't know what
I
to-
know.
Blown. I had no idea why he was obsessed with bags.
Now you
I figured
know.
it was something about the
It's
oil
also a really cool
content
noise, and it's light, and it moves easy, and it crinkles. Cats love crinkle,
Oh, they
but
do.
yeah,
I did
animal
some
fat.
surgery once where some plastic bag was removed from a cat. And it was actually a really tough, like if a dog eats a plastic bag, they're probably going to eat the whole thing and poop it out. It's going to be, but this cat had like teeny tiny pieces, and it was adhered to the inside of like the intestine.
Oh,
So it wouldn't come out on its own. Like poo was moving through, but it was all irritated and there was scar tissue. And that was actually a really bad situation. So yeah, putting those bags away as soon as possible is always, or not using them. Like I use the reusable shopping bags as much as I can.
yeah, that's really the best way to go. When I was a pet sitter and I owned Just for Cats pet sitting, I know I had more than one client that would say, when you bring in the newspaper, it's going to be in a plastic. Can you throw that out? Because my cat will eat it.
Good call.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. And some are more in tune to that than others. And we know cats have this crazy sense of smell, not only much stronger than ours, but they have more olfactory sensors than we do. They can smell things we haven't even imagined.
It's true.
So just because you don't smell it doesn't mean your cat doesn't smell it. It isn't going to eat it. So yes. So any other top? I mean, we got tinsel. I no longer hang any breakable ornaments. We're done with the candles.
What about pine and pine cones? Are those bad for your cats?
Not that I'm aware of. I know that like pine essential oils can be bad for cats. I've not heard anything about actual pine being bad. I don't know that they would really ingest it so much. They just might chew on it like to a
Right.
stick or something.
Or if you've got a real tree, it sits in water. So I just wonder if they drink that. I always tell people not to let them drink the water, but I really don't know if that's bad, poisonous or not.
Well, a lot of people who get live trees, I usually get a live tree. They were just really expensive this year. So I
I
didn't.
know.
You put my mom always told me to put aspirin or a little bit of bleach in the water so that it doesn't get moldy and that so the tree, I don't know, takes
You
up
really don't want
water
your
or
cat to
something.
drink
No, you
that.
absolutely do not want your cat drinking that. So that's always been a concern for me. I have like a foil covering that I would put on it and then put the tree skirt over top of that and tie it so that it can't come off. And I've never had a problem with a cat trying to drink that, but that is definitely a concern. I think just the water by itself is probably not a problem.
Although your tree needs it, but
Yeah.
The other thing too, the wire that you put the ornament on to hook it on the tree, you got to be careful that you don't drop some of those and leave them in the carpet.
always find one somewhere. And the wire. So I'm sorry, one of my favorite movies, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. And
It's funny. It
God
didn't
help
really
me,
happen.
as much as I love cats, it is hysterical when
It
that cat
is.
chews the wire. Is that a thing?
Yes. Oh, for sure.
Really? Our cat,
It
my
is.
cats well, I don't put up a tree anymore, but they don't seem to chew wire.
Mine-
Except for these thin cords. These they chew.
Yeah, like your earbuds.
my cat broke a couple light bulbs off my tree when she was a kitten.
Oh.
And she didn't get shocked or anything, but I actually have a friend who her cat climbed the tree. He's orange. So,
We got it. We got you.
Linda's experienced that.
not in possession of a brain cell that day. So he climbed the tree, he chewed a cord, he got electrocuted, and then her fiance at the time was trying to get him out of the tree, and he bit him, and he got electrocuted.
Oh,
And it was the whole thing. And those were the old lights, though. I don't know if like LEDs are as bad anymore.
That's what I was. Yeah, we were talking about that the other day, and I
We were
thought,
talking about
at least
that the
get
other
the
day.
new ones. Exactly.
Yeah.
I said, make sure
These
you
were, like,
got the
the
new ones
big
because that's.
C50, like she had a vintage tree. They're really pretty, but he destroyed them.
I know we have to go to break in a minute, and we're going to switch gears a little when we come back. But before we leave, Linda, you want to tell Jenna what you did one year to try to get your cats not to go near the tree?
This was before I became a behaviorist. So I'm at the pet store and picking up food or whatever. And I see they have this can of stuff that you can spray on your tree to make your cats. Well, hello, of course. So I sprayed it. It smelled like a skunk died in my living room. The cats didn't care, but the humans no longer were in the living room.
Yeah, that made for a pleasant Christmas. So,
That was stay off spray for the humans. Fortunately, it did eventually evaporate but I threw the can away and didn't spray it anymore.
That makes me wonder, though, what is that spray and how healthy is it for the cats to be around it?
I know. I wish it was so many years ago. I don't even know the name, but man, that stunk. We will never do that again.
I've seen some people say using essential oils is good for that. I don't usually recommend that. Like they have.
I'm so afraid of essential oils because so many of them can be harmful that I just stay away from all of them.
Yeah, I don't think that's great to use around cats. They're just such sensitive little souls. I think there's better ways to keep them out of a tree than spreading essential oils.
If
out.
the citrus scent works, and it does for a lot of cats don't like that, you can actually just throw some clementines under your Christmas
Yeah,
tree
right?
and just
Sure.
let them sit there for a couple of weeks. I've done it. Now, some of my cats don't care. And then we'll play with them. We've had the same experience with tinfoil. But, understanding that I have 12 and she has 15 cats, it's somebody's always going to
I just don't do trees anymore. I want to, but no.
You were outnumbered.
Exactly. There's just no hope for me. I just quit. I gave up.
We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back. And we're going to talk about actual pet insurance and how expensive really is it. We'll be right back after this message.
Rita, are you spending too much time cleaning out your cat litter boxes and filling them? Are they running out too soon? Do you always feel like you need to add more? Because our new sponsor, Kitty Poo Club, they found the perfect solution to these problems.
Yeah, Kitty Poo Club is the most convenient monthly litter box ever. See, what they do is every month, Kitty Poo Club delivers an affordable, recyclable litter box. And it's already pre-filled with the litter you choose. They even have extra large litter boxes, because I have some chunky cats, right? We know other people do too. And when the month is up, just recycle the used litter box and Kitty Poo Club will automatically send you a new one. You can customize your subscription too, and maybe add some toys, treats, accessories, or whatever else might make your cat happy. Oh yeah, and you know what else? You don't have to scrub out those plastic litter boxes either. I hate doing that.
You got me at no more scrubbing litter boxes,
Right?
honey. The super cool thing, right now Kitty Poo Club is offering 25% off on the first litter box order as long as they use the code 19cats. And they get free shipping if they set up a subscription.
Wow.
They just have to go to kittypooclub.com to get 25% off the first auto ship order of litter boxes with free shipping. And be sure to use 19 cats for your discount at checkout. That's kittypooclub.com.
Meow.
Let's talk pets
Let's talk pets.
on Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Hey everybody, we're back with 19 Cats and Counting, and we're talking with Jenna, who is a representative for a pet insurance that Linda and I always thought was way too expensive for our households. But we were talking with Jenna, and it's not as bad as we thought.
Really not. Depending on the age of your cat. So every premium for a dog or a cat is based on your age, your breed, and your location. So if you have a relatively young cat that you want to insure, of course, mixed breeds are going to cost less because they have less inherent health problems. You can get a policy for $12 to $15 a month. For older cats, it might be $20, $23, $25 a month. And that's for anything that's not pre-existing. So new issues that come up down the road, and that can cover cancer and diabetes and renal failure and IBD and all of the things that cats get.
Do you need to watch for pre-existing conditions with pet insurance? Like if your cat's already diabetic, can you insure him?
You can insure him for other things.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's always why it's a good idea to get pet insurance earlier in a pet's life, is because they're going to have less pre-existing conditions if you do it early.
What is it? 90% of cats by age, blah, blah, get kidney disease.
And by age 15 have some signs of kidney disease. It's very prevalent.
And we know that I think it was 95% of the cats looked at age 10 and older had arthritis, which is very painful.
Yes. There's actually a fun new drug coming out for that, for cats with arthritis. It's called Solensia.
Ooh,
Write that down.
I am.
Solensia. It's a multiclonal antibody drug, and it's supposed to be like the new miracle drug for cats with arthritis. And I just went to a conference this week. Then they were talking about some AI, artificial intelligence, where you can send a video and the video will determine if your cat has arthritis. Isn't that cool?
Wow. Yes, we need.
Because cats hide pain.
They do.
And people don't notice it. And they're like, oh, well, you know what? Maybe he hasn't been jumping on things for a while. And I just thought that was the coolest new thing that's come out.
Oh, it is. We had Silvestri AI on our show a while back, and their software shows if your cat's happy or not. So I'm glad to see that this goes a step further.
Yes. Although it did, I'll tell you, talking about hiding them. So we got to test the app before it was out. Ooh. And I took a picture of my Kismet, and it said he was unhappy. And I
remember this.
Excuse me. And they say, your cat may be momentarily irritated by something. Take a few. And, so I waited a little while and I took another one, and he said he was unhappy. So then I was taking my makeup off, and he was sitting right behind me in the chair purring, and I'm petting him. I'm like, I got you now. And I took a picture that said he was unhappy. So I made a vet appointment for him. And it's so funny. I make it online, and it asks the reason for bringing it in. And I'm like, the app said my cat's mad. What do I say exactly? So I just said, I suspect there may be some issues going on. So yeah, like the day of it, we were having a terrible snowstorm. My husband said, you are not driving to Napoleon with this cat. And I said, yes, I am. The app said something's wrong with Kismet, and Kismet's FIV positive. So I don't mess around with that. Okay. Right. Something happens with Kismet. Kismet goes to the vet. He was dehydrated and something else was off. I don't remember. Stupid little things that I would not have noticed.
They hide.
And again, an FIV
they hide illnesses. They hide arthritis.
Now, your insurance company that you represent is called Embrace. Can you tell us a little bit about your company and your, you cover both dogs and cats? Do you cover other pets?
No, we are just dogs and cats, and we've been around for a while now. We've been around for 15 years. We're not a new company. We've got our processes. We know what we're doing. And yeah, we started out as a business idea for two people who were in a business contest at Wharton Business School. And it was so successful that they made it into a company. And It's been growing.
It's
like
amazing.
pet insurance is growing by leaps and bounds, but only approximately 3% of pets in the US are insured.
Right.
In Europe,
I
it's
believe
like
that. Yeah.
30%.
Mine
That
are
makes
insured. That's for sure.
We've told people, look, if you got 1 or 2 cats, you need pet insurance.
Right.
But we were too afraid with 12 and 15 cats of what that would look like. But this is not
Just insure your favorites. No.
what I had.
It's way less than it costs to insure a person.
Listen,
Oh, for
cats,
sure.
y'all better behave because I'm deciding who gets insurance and who does.
Well,
It's like, just get health insurance for your favorite child.
Exactly.
Nikki, you get insurance. Cameron, sorry about your life.
I know, right? Exactly. Sorry. With a cat like my Kismet, he was rescued from a feral colony, was not feral, was beat to snot by the ferals. So he's FIV positive. How do you ensure? Because so many of his issues branch
That's what I was
from him
wondering.
being FIV positive. He is susceptible to derma, whatever, milia. I can't say the name.
Dermatitis.
Thank you. That's the word, which I could have said at any time up until
And
right now.
plus, his teeth, stomatitis.
And he's had teeth removed twice. I think there's 3 left. If they say they need to remove 1 more, I'm going to tell him just finish it and quit putting this cat under anesthetic. So, so all of those things are basically attributable to his FIV. Is he insurable?
He's insurable for unrelated issues. So
Okay.
you know what's related. You know all of the things that can be related to that FIV. If he were to break a leg, that is not related to FIV.
I see.
If
Gotcha.
he gets, an orthopedic problem, if he gets cancer, if he gets, renal failure, not related to FIV. So those are the things that are covered. And I think that as long as you as long as you understand that going into it, that it's for new conditions and unrelated conditions, then you're going to be happy with what you bought.
So how does one go about actually, filing a claim using their insurance, and do all veterinarians' offices accept the insurance?
Okay, so pet insurance is a little different than human health insurance,
Okay.
and it's on a reimbursement basis. So you're still responsible for paying your vet, and a lot of people will use care credit to pay their vet, and then they'll just pay off their care credit card when we reimburse. So you will pay your vet, and then you submit your claim, which is quite easy. We have a portal, we have an app. You take a picture of your invoice. You tell us why you were there, so sneezing or diarrhea, and then you hit submit claim, and we will get your claim. The first claim can take a couple weeks because we have to look through the medical history and see if there's any pre-existing conditions. But after that, 90% of our claims are done in 5 business days or less. We can ACH direct deposit to your bank account, and you're done.
Do you
That's
get
amazing.
back the whole amount? Are there deductibles?
That's up to you. So we don't have a $0 deductible plan at this point. So you choose the deductible and you choose the copay you want. So like my pets are older and more expensive to insure. So I have them on $1,000 deductible. So that's more of like an accident, big bad thing plan. You can get a $200 deductible. And then you choose your reimbursement percentage. So I have a reimbursement percentage of 80%. So my copay is 20%.
And obviously that affects how much the premium is.
Exactly. So the higher your deductible is, the less you pay per month. And yes. So, and like I said, where you live, if you live in Seattle, if you live in LA, your premium is going to be a little higher because you live in a high, what's the word?
Metropolitan
high
area.
risk. High risk. Yeah.
High risk.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about someone
Makes
like me
sense.
that lives in Little Podunk, Lancaster, South Carolina? Sorry, Lancaster, I love being here, but it's a very small suburb of Charlotte.
So then your premium would probably be less expensive because of where you live, because your veterinary costs will be less expensive. Like in that area, you can get a dental cleaning for $600 or $800. If you did the same dental cleaning in New York City, you're probably going to pay twice that.
Well, that's true. Sure.
Got it.
Your premium will be more because you live in a more expensive area.
Got it. That makes perfect sense. There are things we can pretty much count on, like kidney disease. And I'm sorry, in the 5 years that Rita and I have been working
I know
together,
exactly what you're going to talk about.
She has lost 3 or 4 to cancer in this time. At
At
least.
least.
Or more. I'm trying to do the math, but
I was thinking I thought you were going to bring up the asthma. When we were pet sitting, when I first started my company in 2003, asthma in cats was very rare. I think I had one client with it. I didn't know how to do the nebulizer. I learned from the client, right? By the time we wrapped up our business 17 years later, the asthma was, and we thought maybe it was regional because our company was based in Los Angeles where I used to live. But then we opened a branch
Air
here
pollution,
in the
right?
Charlotte area, and the percentage of asthma was just as high. Are you finding that's true for what you're seeing for claims?
Yes. I don't think that the prevalence of asthma has probably increased. I think that the recognition of asthma has increased. I think that there were veterinarians in the past who are like, yeah, that's how cats breathe. Or, stop letting them run around and get stressed out. And now they're more recognizing that this is a disease in cats that we can treat. So I think, in my opinion, that's probably what it is.
Okay.
But they there are environmental impacts from asthma. So, more pollution equals more asthma flare-ups and inflammation in the lungs and things like that. So it could be a little bit of both, but I think it's actually just a disease that's being more recognized.
Okay. Yeah, that really shocked when I came out and started working with her at the cat. Yeah, I was like, asthma? I didn't know cats had asthma inhalers. And then, by the time we left, it was like a third of the cats.
All of our cat sitters just about knew how to do the nebulizer because we have so many.
Yes, exactly. And insulin and sub-Q.
Sub-Q fluids, very popular. I don't want to say popular, prevalent. Diabetes became more prevalent. I think too, a lot of the pet companies didn't handle those things, and we did. So they came to us for that. But I just was wondering if the insurance experience was reflecting those changes.
It is.
But
and so we're feeling a lot of changes right now. So inflation is something we're seeing. Veterinary costs are going up nationwide. So our average claim is going up. And that means the cost out of pocket for everyone's going up, which makes insurance even more important, I think. It's like protecting yourself, financial issues in the future. And insurance is interesting because there's lots of different kinds. And most people will try to compare pet insurance to their health insurance. And the truth of the matter is they're not the same. So health insurance and property casualty insurance. So pet insurance is property casualty. So we all know that legally pets are property.
Right.
Sadly, but
that's how it works. And so that's why there's pre-existing conditions, in human health insurance, that doesn't exist anymore. And there's regulation with insurance companies and collusion and all of those things. That's not how it is with pet insurance. We are much more like car insurance than we are health insurance. Except for that, it's not required.
Yes, exactly.
So that kind of leads into my next question then too, is I was going to ask, does the pet insurance cover wellness visits or just sick visits?
So there are a lot of different policies out there throughout the different companies, and some of them have wellness plans and some of them don't. So we do have a wellness plan. It's separate from the insurance. So you get wellness for the expected costs, your vaccines, your preventatives, your supplements, things like that. And then illness is for the unexpected costs they're unexpected, but they're also expected. Like, if you have insurance, at some point you're going to need it because
for sure.
They don't live forever. They're going
Sadly.
to live down the road. Exactly. So it's, people will get pet insurance and they will sometimes not see the value of it because they didn't use it for a year and they'll cancel it. But then 6 months later, their pet gets sick and, then it's too late. You can't go back and reinstate the policy. So it's kind of a good thing if you didn't have to use it because your pet was never sick.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
But it's hard to realize the value of something you don't use.
So when people do use it, then Jenna, do their premiums go up like they do with humans?
They do not.
No, it's not like car insurance where if you make a claim, your premium goes up. I'm not saying your premium doesn't go up because it does. It goes up in accordance with inflation and age. So as your pet ages, it's more likely that you're going to claim and that you're going to need the insurance. So it goes up because of those reasons, not because of you claim. You would have if you both had the same policy for the same cat in the same zip code, it would go up equally, no matter how much you claimed.
That's a good thing.
Sounds like some of my younger cats probably need insurance, but go ahead, Linda. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'll send you a link.
So there's a thing. I mean, I hate to say it, but after years of working with cats, I've come to expect that the chance of my cat just growing old and dying without a medical condition is nil. Every cat I've had has developed something.
Well, age is not a disease.
Well, for sure. Yeah, exactly. With humans too, right? Like the older I get.
Well, yeah, there's always a cause, like just with humans, Linda, there's always a cause, usually a medical cause, unless it's an accident. So that stands to reason. It's the same with our cats and dogs.
But there's the unexpected too. I mean, honey, you want to learn about unexpected stuff?
Look at my
Either
Abby.
Be a claims adjuster like you or work in cat sitting. Well, yeah, I got a text from Rita one day. Abby's gone. And it's like, excuse me, there's nothing wrong with this
never
cat.
Sick.
She laid down and died. And she said, I need a necropsy because I just can't live with this. And I need to know if she's got something contagious. It was cancer. She didn't know. She showed no signs. There was nothing. She just died, which thankfully, I mean, I guess that's better than suffering, but
yes.
But then there's all the, we had a pet sitter go into a home. Y'all who have gas stoves, put some knob covers on.
Yes, do. Get those locking knobs like you do for kids. Yes,
I need those. I have turned it on with my butt so many times.
Cat sitter goes into a home for a sit, calls us. House smells like gas. She's got windows open. She's got the cat at the window. Breathe. Had she not come when she did, which is another reason y'all need pet sitters, had she not come when she did, that cat would have been gone.
They could do the same with electric though, and then the coil gets red hot.
That's true. That's true. So, yes, that's true. But when the cat steps on that, I mean, there's a danger there. But when the cat steps on that, they're going to go ouch and get off of it. But the gas is going to keep filling the home. Yeah. We've had cats have broken things, chewed wires. I mean, you just don't know. Eating their toys. I mean.
So one of the most interesting and terrible accidents I ever saw with a cat was he jumped into the dishwasher, and this person had their knives pointing up in the cutlery drawer, and the cat was impaled on.
Oh my gosh!
So I think about that every time I load the dishwasher. Knives down.
Knives down. Knives down, people.
Refrigerator too. You've got and the dryer. A lot of people they let their cats sleep in the dryer. No.
I've seen one of the veterinarians I used to work for many years ago. Her husband did that to her cat. Like,
no.
Didn't know it was in there. And
my cats, they're not even allowed in the laundry room.
My daughter got up one night to get a water bottle. She said it was a God thing. She kept saying something was negative. I want a bottle of water. I want a bottle of water. And she's like, this is not my normal MO. She opens the refrigerator door. Cat's in the fridge.
Which one was a Deadpool?
I think it was Dinia, but yeah, she said, I have no idea how long she was in there. I don't even know how she, obviously she opened the door, grabbed something. The cat snuck in. We don't see it. She shut the door. If she hadn't gotten up for that bottle of water,
who knows what would have happened? I know.
Yeah.
I know. You've got to be really careful with cats. They're quiet. And the reason they're quiet is because they need to be to hunt prey in the wild.
Yeah. They're sneaky brats. Sometimes I think that they're just trying to kill themselves. They don't understand.
They really believe that 9 lives story. It's not true. There are no 9 lives.
So it's listening. She's just wanting to get ideas.
She is. What can I do next? Yes. Oh,
Jenna, do you have any? I know we've got to wrap shortly. Do you have any last words? Things that you would like people to know about pet insurance that maybe there's some misunderstandings about out there?
I think that there's definitely misunderstandings. A lot of people don't understand what kind of insurance it is or how it works or that it's reimbursement based. And there's so many companies out there right now. And there's a lot of new ones coming because it is such a growing industry. And I think that Embrace Pet Insurance is obviously what I think is the best pet insurance. But I'd rather that everyone had pet insurance, even if it isn't ours. Like, do your research, do the comparisons. There's a whole lot of comparison websites out there. We have a comparison. We compare our company and all the other companies and read the terms and conditions. See what you're actually getting for your dollars. And some companies cover dental things and some don't. And some cover complementary therapies like hydrotherapy and and things like that, and some don't. So if those things are modalities that you use, you should make sure that your policy covers those. So I think that's just the most important thing, is knowing what you're going into if you're looking at pet insurance. So do the comparisons, do a little bit of research, and you'll be much happier in the end with the product you choose. And it's all about having peace of mind that like you can go into a clinic and say, do what you need to do, not, okay, well, if I move this around and don't pay my mortgage until this date.
I know. I just ran into that yesterday. My vet said that Boo Boo really could use an ultrasound. And I'm like, $400? No.
Yeah.
So we're
that's
not
where
doing
pet insurance comes in. Like, going in that you have insurance and you don't have to make that decision. You make the decision that's best for your pet and not what you can do because of finances. And that's what insurance is for.
Well, I'm sold because I spend too much at the vet. Linda, do you have any last questions for Jenna before we go?
I just want to thank you, Jenna, because this is great information. The holiday information is great information, but we have been talking about wanting to know more about pet insurance for a long time. So, and we've had these discussions amongst ourselves.
Whenever we do a session at the end of the write-up, I put other things that maybe would be useful for the pet parents, and I will definitely start including Embrace in that list.
We would love that.
Definitely. Thank you so much
you guys
for
have a good afternoon.
Coming on our show. And Linda, as always, my ride or die. Thank you for always being there for me.
Always. You're stuck with me.
Always.
Like mold.
And of course, I have to thank our awesome producer, Mark Winter, who works so tirelessly on these shows and always makes us look good. We thank him for our place in the Pet Life Radio family. We'll talk to you next time. Meanwhile, remember, every day's Catterday.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.